the inimitable Dr. Anurag Batra, who has been a pioneer in promoting legal awareness, legal education, and legal practice. I have seen it, I have experienced it, I have participated in it now for many, many years. He said one wrong thing, that you people will learn something from what I have to say. I think what I had in mind was that this is an event to honor and recognize the merit of 30 under 30 and 40 under 40. So for 40 under 40, they are already established lawyers. They have put in 10 years to 15 years of law practice. Therefore, to tell them anything about law, I think it's an exercise in futility, because they have already gained the expertise, the experience in the fields in which they are practicing law, whether they are practicing lawyers, external lawyers, or whether they are part of some in-house legal team. Therefore, my idea was not to tell you something from which you will learn, because you already know something, but in return, I would like to learn something, and I would like to raise some issues with you, particularly from those very few who are present among the recipients of the awards, as to what are the issues which are facing. Because I face these issues in my practice, which is now of 61 years, and I would like to share those issues with you and to get your inputs. That is a learning process for me. So I'm not going to teach you anything, to tell you anything. You already know about it. But yes, there are some law students also here. They may learn something, because the issues which we are going to discuss would have a great impact on when you start your practice of law, whether as in-house counsel, whether as a litigation lawyer, or even as a law teacher. What are the issues which are facing the profession in particular and the global world, you see, in general? First and foremost is the use of technology. We talk about artificial intelligence. I don't know anything about artificial intelligence, because I am a firm believer in real intelligence, not just artificial intelligence, because the artificial intelligence is also a creation of the human brain, human mind. But what is it? How would it impact? You see, the law practice, how would it impact, you see, the economy of the countries? How would it affect the legal profession? The other day I was in Pune sharing some views with the Honorable Chief Justice of India at the convocation of Symbiosis. He said that we have digitized, you see, most of the filing work. There is a ease of filing of cases, ease of filing of affidavits, petitions, so which helps and facilitates the litigant by reducing the cost, you see, of litigation, and it facilitates ease of filing. I was to speak after that, and I shared my views with him. I say, your lordship is right. You have facilitated the filing, the ease of for the litigant. Cost has gone down. But what about the disposal? Will the disposal come from artificial intelligence or technology? Yes, it may help you in doing some research work. You want to know case law or natural justice, so you will find it readily available on so many platforms. You see, you will have that. Any type of research would help you, you see, in gaining some knowledge. But then what about the disposal? Disposal cannot come from artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be used as a supportive measure, but not as a decisive measure, you see. That decision has to come from here, because each case has to be decided on its own facts. And facts of no two cases are similar. All the facts would be different. So I raised these issues. I said, how do you cope up with this notorious laws delays? 5 crore cases pending, 80,000 cases pending in the Supreme Court, 61 lakh cases pending in the High Courts, 4 crore something pending in the district courts. So how will the technology help in disposal of these matters which are pending? Then another issue arises. Are the citizens of this country getting justice? The decisions which are being made, they pertain to, you see, all high constitutional matters, Article 320, Mandir Masjid disputes, on reservations, on everything. But what about those cases of the ordinary citizens which are pending in the courts, whether district courts or the high courts or even in the Supreme Court? Those cases are not being disposed of. So the question which arises, for your consideration, I would like to have your views, is, are the citizens of this country getting justice, which is a mandate given under our Constitution? If you see the very first preamble of our Constitution, it says that we, people of India, have to secure for ourselves justice. This is the first preamble. Justice, social, economic, political. Are we getting that justice? No. We are getting law. Law is different from justice. Law is a part of justice. The eventual goal is to get the justice for the citizens of this country, which people are not getting, at least the judicial justice. Economic justice is still far off. Political is also far off. But even with regard to the day-to-day pendency of cases, you see, that is increasing. And with the ease of filing of cases, this will increase further. But the disposal will not match, you see, the filing of the matters in the courts. That is one very big crucial issue. Some of you would possibly, those who are lawyers may also be a part of law firms. You are engaged in corporate work. The issue which comes for consideration, which I have faced, is that our government, the present government, the Prime Minister, he very rightly speaks about ease of doing business. Now, in your experience as lawyers, I can't talk about students because you don't have as yet that experience. But the General Counsel are here, Sundaram is here, and everyone, they would be able to respond. Whether it is only a lip service or there is a genuine ease of doing business so far India is concerned. Are there any relaxations in the regulations? Because we are not into self-regulation. We are accustomed to regulations being imposed on us every day, possibly at the drop of the hat. We have new laws coming in. These new laws bring in new regulators. These new laws bring in new disputes. Good for lawyers, but bad for the country, bad for the economy. So is there in reality ease of doing business? That is very relevant for those who want to practice or who are practicing on the corporate side, and those who are advising big business houses, you see, as the general counsel and as in-house counsel. So, what is the answer? I have 20 minutes were allotted to me. In 10 minutes, I have tried to raise the issues. Now, I would like have a dialogue with you, some of you. Firstly, I would like to know what is the role of technology you feel can be helpful in reducing the law's delays. Are there hand mics? Please give it to someone. Anyone who wants to speak, please speak, because after this present session, you will only have speakers who will tell you what they want to speak about. But I want to know from you, what do you feel about these two basic issues? That is artificial intelligence and in reality, does ease of business exist? So anyone who wants to speak. Yeah. Students first, and very, very briefly in 2 minutes. Please tell your name also. Just get the mic, please.
I think that artificial intelligence disables students and legal professionals in trying for their own in the world. And I think that somehow it disables them from actual hard work. Like Sir had mentioned, that it is very important in life. And that is what I think, that this disables us from actually getting the knowledge that we deserve. Typing few words on the internet and getting some crux of the information is not enough. I think a well-read person is more intelligent than a person who has accessed artificial intelligence. That is my personal view.
Good, very good. Anyone else, please? Yeah. I had seen some hand being raised. Yeah. There. Let some senior people also speak. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Rajiv Chaube this side, General
Yes.
Counsel of Dalmia Group. So this is my personal view. In terms of ease of doing business, I think we have seen a lot of positive changes. And in fact, one of the positive change is decriminalization of some of the provisions of, Companies Act and other laws also, including like legal metrology. If there's a small violation, there used to be a prosecution against the entire board if you have not nominated one of the directors. And it leads to a lot of hassles, and I think even the labor code entire, although it has not been made effective, but it's a positive, steps towards ease of doing business. I think the difficulty which we face, and this is my personal view, not my organization view, is that there is no ease of doing business, or there's a lot of work needs to be done at the state level. While India's ranking in terms of ease of doing business has improved a lot because of the initiative taken by the successive governments, and especially in the last 10 years. But I think the state governments, because we have a federal character of government, so there are a lot of state governments which have to travel a lot in terms of ease of doing business, and I think land is one area, especially like from a manufacturing background. You get mining leases through auction, but it is it is impossible to get land because of the strict land laws which we are having. And similarly, a lot of license and permits which should be given. I think if all these is really eased out, our economy can zoom much faster is what I feel.
Therefore, in reality, there is no ease of doing business, because ease starts with when you want to start a business. You need so many permissions and sanctions and approvals. I can tell you with some certainty, because I have some knowledge about this sector, the hospitality sector, for setting up hotels, you see, you need about 156 approvals from different authorities and all that. So there has been no progress so far that aspect is concerned, and that needs to be highlighted to the our rulers, you see, who make, and also parliamentarians who make laws, you see, that there should be ease of doing business in the real sense. We talk about one window clearance. Is it there? You are the experts, you are the general counsel, you tell me, is there one window clearance now available to anyone? No, it is not. Anyone else, please? Mr. Sundaram, yes.
Sir, thank you so much. You brought it out very nicely to the young lawyers I can see around. On the point of artificial intelligence, even the Delhi High Court said in the context of ChatGPT, and we all know how the New York courts also said. So it's very, very clear that when we talk about technology, we are not talking of substitution of human intelligence with artificial intelligence. That substitution is definitely not going to be there. The human mind and the brain will always be above artificial intelligence. It's a human brain which will manage artificial intelligence, not the vice versa. So that's the first thing that we should be absolutely clear about. Is artificial intelligence and technology going to reduce the number of pendency of the cases? Some of the areas, as we can see, especially in when we talk about online dispute resolution, high volume, low value cases, those petty motor vehicle transport challans, even section 138, these are a couple of high volume, low value cases which can still be resolved by online dispute resolution mechanism by the use of technology. But when it comes to your application of mind, I think human brains will supersede the technology.
That's right, yeah, very, very relevant. And the issue here is that artificial intelligence has its own benefits, the uses, but also the abuse of artificial intelligence. And that is what is being debated upon, not only in India, but all over. How to control and regulate this artificial intelligence. And so far as legal profession is concerned, you are right, in these areas, it could result in reduction of our pendency of cases. But in effect, it will not, because the ease of filing of cases is increasing. Therefore, number of cases which will be filed would not have any ratio, you see, so far as the disposal of the cases is concerned. And that is what needs to be looked into. The only solution, and I can share that with you, I have said so in many public platforms, that government is the largest litigant. I'm talking of India here now. Government is the largest litigant, having about 60 to 70% cases which are filed, you see, either against the government, or if the government loses, it definitely goes in appeal or revisions or reviews and all that, because it's a question of ego for the state governments or the central government, why we have lost this case. Therefore, if there is a change in the mindset of the bureaucracy, the governments, to reduce the pendency will straight away get reduced to less than even 50% if the government has this, There was a move that disputes inter se between public sector undertakings and others, that could be referred to a committee of secretaries, but all that is on paper, only black and white, but nothing has come out of that. Therefore, this pendency of cases, it has to do something, because that is the only way we can provide justice to the people of this country, which they are not getting at the moment, because litigation as a means of resolving dispute has totally failed in India. There is a complete breakdown. Arbitration has not helped. Arbitration again, you see, has become very expensive. And with due respect to the retired judges, it is being monopolized, cartelized, you see, by all the retired judges, whether of the Supreme Court or the High Court, making it very, very expensive, very prolonged. Where does the citizen get justice from then? Only answer is samjhauta, settlement of disputes, mediation. Therefore, there is a big responsibility on the legal profession, the general counsel, in-house counsel, the lawyers, to have this sort change in mindset of people, to advise the clients. And I say that repeatedly, a bad settlement is better than successful litigation. Therefore, try to have settlements, some give and take. But for that, there has to be a change in the mindset of people. The law schools have to inculcate that feeling, that educate the students to promote, you see, this type of atmosphere which could result in settlement of disputes. Negotiation skills have to be developed in the schools, in the law schools, and among the junior people. Therefore, my suggestion to all of you, and it was good to hear the views of some of the eminent general counsel here and from the student. So, give back to society by bringing justice to the citizens of this country. That will be your biggest contribution for the students, you see, who will join the law, and for the practicing lawyers to please adopt this. Have a change of mindset, firstly, in yourself also. Thank you very much.
I'm not a pessimist. And I like India and everything that I have. But it's a little larger question than legal. Today there is more affluence, there is more money, there is more abundance. But the quality of life and the depth of everything we do is coming down. How can we as individuals, we'll come to deal with that, because I feel, for example, India is growing in every aspect, but our air is bad, quality of water is bad, there is an urban mess in terms of traffic. We are too focused on making money.
You're absolutely right, but Dr. Anurag Batra, your organization starts with the word business, you see. Whether it is business world, business legal and all that. Therefore, you see affluence so far as the business world is concerned.
But there is another world.
There is the world, that Dharavi, the slums and all that. We don't think about that. And when I say justice to the citizens, I mean those citizens. Not these business people whose cases have taken priority, you see, over all other matters, and these are decided with great speed. But what about the citizen? Therefore, when we say affluence, we also have to see the fragile part of our society, which is the lower, you see, income people, the poor people. We still have poverty in this country. Although we say we'll become the biggest economic power among the big five and all that, but we still have, you see, poverty in this country. And thank you.